Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. This is a Thursday evening and we're going to start off a new series using Strat-O-Matic baseball. And it's going to be between the 1946 Red Sox and the 2016 Chicago Cubs. Game 1 here at Wrigley Field. And this should be an outstanding series. Once again using Strat-O-Matic baseball. So let's go to the starting lineups. Hope everyone's doing well out there. So batting first, playing right field, Tom McBride for the Boston Red Sox of 1946. 301 batting average. He's an average right fielder with an average arm. Batting second, playing shortstop, Johnny Pesky, 335 batting average in 1946. He's a good shortstop. Doesn't make too many errors. Batting third, playing center field, Dom DiMaggio. Batted .316. 1946. A great center fielder who makes absolutely no errors, as you can see, with an average arm. Excellent base runner. Batting fourth, Teddy Ballgame, Ted Williams batted .342 with 38 round trippers in 1946. He's playing left field. He's an average left fielder with an average arm. And he's solid. He's not going to make errors out there. All-time great, Teddy Ballgame. And batting fifth, playing first base, Rudy York. .276 batting average, 17 home runs. Very good defensive first baseman. Again, doesn't make many errors. Playing second, Bobby Doerr. .271, 18 home runs. Excellent defensive second baseman. At third base, Pinky Higgins. .262 batting average. Average third baseman. Doing the catching against the left-handed throwing John Lester is Roy Party. He batted .315. Defensively, he's an average catcher with an average arm. And batting ninth, doing the pitching, Tex Hughson. 20 wins and 11 losses, earned run average 2.75. That's the visiting 1946 Boston Red Sox. Now for the hometown Chicago Cubs, batting first, playing center field, Dexter Fowler, .276 batting average, 13 home runs, 48 RBIs. Average center fielder with an average arm. Batting second, the third baseman, Chris Bryant, .292 batting average, 39 home runs, 102 runs driven in. Average third baseman. Batting third, first baseman, Anthony Rizzo, .292, 32 home runs, and 109 runs batted in. He was playing first base. Excellent defensive first baseman. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Ben Zobrist, .272, 18 home runs, 76 runs batted in. Average left fielder with an average arm. Batting fifth, playing second base, Javier Baez, .273, 14 home runs, 59 runs driven in. Excellent second baseman. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Chris Coghlan. 181 batting average, 6 home runs, 30 RBIs. And he's a poor left fielder with an average arm. If you're wondering the lineups, this is the lineup for Game 1, less the DH of the World Series in 2016. for the Chicago Cubs. The lineup for the Red Sox is the lineup from Game 2 of the 1946 World Series where they faced a left-handed pitcher. And that's the way we're going to be using the lineups. Batting 7th, playing shortstop, Addison Russell. 238, 21 home runs, 95 runs driven in, and he's an excellent defensive shortstop. And doing the catching, John Lester's personal catcher, Dancing with the Stars runner-up, David Ross. 229, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs. Average catcher with an above-average arm to good. Doing the pitching, batting 9th, former Red Sox as David Ross. John Lester, he went 19 wins, 5 losses, earned run average 2.44. And let's get on to the ball game as the introductions are over. Leading off for the Red Sox, Tom McBride. His good columns are 2 and 1. He'll be facing John Lester. Ross goes through the signs. Lester nods his head. Here's the pitch to McBride. That is a 6-4 ground ball shortstop X. The chart comes up. See what the 20 dice roll brings. That's a G1 with a 9-0 next to it. So I believe Russell should make this play. Ground ball to Russell. Scoops it up over to Rizzo for out number 1. Now up Johnny Pesky. Pesky's looking for that 2 or 5 column. Left-handed batter facing a left-handed John Lester. Lester rocks and fires. That is a 3-4. That's a fly ball right field. Colin should be there, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. So there's 2 outs. Base is empty. Dom DiMaggio steps to the plate. Lefty-righty matchup for Lester. DiMaggio is looking for that 1 or 5 column. A lot of blue in that 1 column. Lester gets the sign from Ross. Here's the pitch to DiMaggio. That is a 5-4. Could be a single. That's going to be a line out. No, it's a 1-hopper. He traps it. Bryant throws the first inning over. Nice scoop by Rizzo. So we go to the bottom of the first, no score. Here come the Chicago Cubs. Stepping to the plate, Dexter Fowler. Left-handed batter to face the right-handed throwing Hughson on the mound for the Red Sox. His battery mate, Pardee, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Fowler. He's looking for that 2-5 column. It's a 2-10, and that's going to be a single to left field. So a leadoff single for Fowler. 75% chance of stealing second. York holding him on, and Chris Bryant steps to the plate. Bryant's looking for a 1 or 5 against Hughson. Hughson gets the sign from Pardee. Let's see what Fowler's going to do at first base. There's the dice roll. That's a 2-7. And Bryant is hit by the pitch. As Hughson was trying to brush Bryant back off the plate. So runners at first and second here for the 2016 Cubs. And Anthony Rizzo steps to the plate, power hitting first baseman. A very dangerous hitter. He's looking for that 2-5 column. That 2 column looks pretty good for Rizzo there. Off his own card. Red Sox want to turn 2 here, limit the damage, if any. Righty-lefty matchup. Rizzo digs in. The windup and the pitch by Hughson. That is a 4-6. And he pops out to York at first. So a good job there by Hughson to get the first out of the inning. Runners stay put at first and second. Ben Zobrist steps to the plate now. Zobrist batted .272 in 2016 with 18 home runs. Zobrist wants the 1 or 5 column here. Once again, the Red Sox want to turn 2. Pardee sets the target. Here's the pitch to Zobrist. It is a 6-10. It's going to be a catcher X. Here's the 20-sided dice roll. And that's going to be a WG. I believe that's a wild. And with a 12 with nothing next to it. So let's see what happens there. And it's going to be a wild pitch. So advancing to third is Fowler. And advancing to second is Bryant. So there's 2 ducks out on the pound there for Ben Zobrist. Steps back in the batter's box now. Red Sox infield, outfield, normal and straight away. Hughson nods his head. Here's the pitch to Zobrist. That is a 2-7. And that's going to be a line out. So Bobby Doerr makes a wonderful play at second base, robbing Zobrist of a hit and 2 RBIs. Going to be up to Javier Baez. Cubs second baseman. Fans chanting, "We want a hit." Cubs want to break out on top here. Bottom of the first, game 1, best of 7. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Baez looking for that 3-5 column. The windup and the pitch by Hughson. It is a 5-10 ground ball, third base X. So that ball is going to go to Pinky Higgins. The 20-sided dice roll is a 17G1. And then an E. That's an 11E1. So it's going to be an error on Pinky Higgins. The throw pulls York off the bag. A run scores. The Cubs take a 1-0 lead on the error by Pinky Higgins. Baez will not be credited for an RBI. So runners on the corners, 2 outs, and Chris Coughlin steps up. Coughlin, excuse me. 188 batting average. They listed at 204 there with 6 home runs. Righty-lefty matchup. Baez 80% chance of stealing second. Pardee goes through the sign, sets the target. Here's the pitch by Hughson. Baez attempts to steal. It's a fastball at the knees. We're going to throw down. It's a 16, and he's safe. So Baez is in scoring position. So runners at second and third now. 2 outs, 1-0 Cubs. Coughlin steps back in the batter's box. Houston's ready. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a 1-10. And Coughlin works a walk, so bases are loaded here. The 1946 Red Sox and Tex Hughson find themselves a bit of a jam here. 1-0. Bases juiced, 2 outs. And Addison Russell steps to the plate. Cubs shortstop, 238, 21 home runs, 95 runs driven in. Wants that 1 or 5 column. That 1 column has a lot of good things out there. Force at any base for the Red Sox. Hughson toes the rubber, peers in at Pardee, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Russell. No place to put him. That is a 4-7. That's going to be a fly ball out to McBride in right. He moves towards it. He makes the catch, an inning over. The Cubs score first, and we go to the top of the second, 1-0 Chicago. Could have been worse for the Red Sox. Houston pitches himself out of the jam. Here come the Boston Red Sox. 2 up for the 46 Red Sox, top of the second. Williams, York, and Doerr. Ted Williams steps to the plate. Batted .342 with 38 home runs in 1946. He's looking for the 3 or 5 column. Lefty-lefty matchup. Lester gets the sign from Ross. He sets and delivers to Williams. That is a 4-8, and he strikes him out. Curveball gets him. What an accomplishment there by John Lester, striking out the great Ted Williams. So 1 away, and Rudy York steps to the plate. Boston first baseman, right-handed batter. York batted .276 with 17 home runs. He's looking for a 2 or 3 column off John Lester. Lester's ready. Here's the pitch to York. That is a 4-8, and that's another strikeout. Big swing and a miss on the fastball. So Lester has struck out Williams and York. There's 2 down, no one on. And Bobby Doerr steps to the plate looking to extend this second inning. Bobby Doerr batted .271 with 18 home runs in 1946. Lefty-righty matchup. He's looking for the 1 or the 5 column. Ross goes through the signs. Lester rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Doerr. That is a 3-8. And that's going to be a pop-up to the shortstop. Russell calls for it, and he makes the catch. Inning over. Excellent inning by John Lester. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Cubs. Due up for the Cubbies, Ross, Lester, and Fowler. So here comes Dan Ross. He batted .229 with 10 home runs and 32 runs batted in 2016. Hughson toes the rubber, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Ross. That is a 4-4. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, a strikeout as Houston throws the high heat by Ross for out number 1. Here comes the pitcher, John Lester. Lester digs into that left-handed batter's box. Pardee sets the target. Houston sets and delivers. It is a 2-5, and that's another strikeout. He gets him. Fastball outside corner. So Houston strikes out the first 2 batters. Now the top of the order for the Cubbies. Dexter Fowler. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Left-handed batter. Pardee goes through the signs. Sets the target. Here's the pitch to Fowler. That is a 2-9. Possible triple. They need a 9. It's a 17. And it's a single for Fowler. So 1 through 9 would have been a triple. 10 through 20 is a single. So a 2-out single for Fowler. He's definitely a threat to steal. 75% chance of stealing. York holding him on, and Chris Bryant steps to the plate. Bryant was hit by a pitch his first time up. Houston looks over at York. They're trying to hold Flower. Now he's ready. Here's the pitch to Bryant. It is a 4-4, and that's a swing and a miss. Strikeout. Inning over. Fowler is stranded at first. Go to the top of the third. 1-0 Cubs. Due up for the 1946 Red Sox, Pinky Higgins. Then the catcher, Pardee, and then the pitcher, Tex Hughson. Pinky Higgins steps to the plate. .262 batting average, 2 home runs. Wants that 3 or 5 column. Lots of blue on that 3 column. The windup and the pitch by John Lester. That is a 110. Possible triple. That's a 15. He needed a 3. So let's see what's going to happen here. It's going to be a double. As that ball gets past the outfielder. As Fowler in center field could not make the play. So a leadoff double by Pinky Higgins. Red Sox have the tying run at second base. And Roy Pardee steps to the plate. .315 batting average and 111 at-bats. No home runs, though. If you're thinking bunt, it's not going to happen. He's a debunter. Hello, Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware in the chat. Hope all is well, my friends. Remember to check out Strat-O-Matic, Delaware, and Chris. That's Strat-O-Matic, Delaware. Great channel. I subscribe. I recommend you check it out and do the same. A lot of dice baseball on there, dice football. He does a wonderful instructional videos on how to play Strat-O-Matic football. And he's starting up a very cool series where he's going to play the 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates versus sort of an all-time all-star Yankee team with the cards that he has. And he's doing good. Excellent. Always like to hear that. I'm doing okay, Chris. Thank you for asking. So the Red Sox have a tying run at second. Roy Pardee at the plate. He wants that 1 or 3 column. Ross goes through the signs. Lester nods his head. Here's the pitch to Pardee. That is a 6-7 ground ball, shortstop X. Here's the 20-sided dice roll. That is a 15 G1 and an RP, which I don't know what that means. So I think something's going to happen here. Here's the pitch. That ball goes to Russell at short. He scoops it up and fires to first. Oh, it's a range play. So Russell had the range, scoops it up, and throws to first for out number 1. Holding at second is Pinky Higgins. He does not advance. Here comes the pitcher, Tex Hughson. He's a C bunter, but we're going to let Houston swing away with 1 out. On deck is McBride, top of the order. Lester works quickly. Here's the pitch. That is a 3-7 ground ball, second base A. Baez has it. He charges it. Throws the first for the out. Advancing to third is Higgins. Tying run 90 feet away, but there's 2 outs now. Yes, Tex Hughson was a very good pitcher. Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware says, Houston, nice on the mound for the Sox. So McBride steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Base hit here ties the ball game up. Who's going to win the battle? Lester or McBride? Lefty-righty matchup. Again, McBride wants the 2 or 1 column. Lester looks in at Ross. Here's the pitch to McBride. It is a 3-6, and that's a single to center. The Red Sox have tied this game up as Pinky Higgins scores from third on the clutch base hit by McBride. 1-1 game now, top of the third, 2 outs. McBride, 70% chance of stealing. Anthony Rizzo holding him on at first, and Johnny Pesky steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. We're going to... Ross has a -2 arm. A steal attempt here, 70%. We're going to attempt the steal here with McBride. Let's see. McBride sneaks off the base. He gets a huge jump. There's the throw. It sails into the outfield. And McBride gets up and goes to third. Throwing error by Ross, the catcher. So we rolled the dice and it worked out. So the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Johnny Pesky steps back into the batter's box. Ross is disgusted with himself. Should have ate the ball there, as McBride had a huge jump. Steady threw it into center field. McBride 90 feet away. Lester's ready. He rocks and fires to Pesky. That is a 6-4 ground ball, shortstop X. And the video is not going to come out right, but here's the 20-sided dice roll. That's a G7, G1, and a 7 with nothing next to it, so Russell will most likely make this play. Russell backhands it over to Rizzo, inning over. McBride is stranded at third, but the Red Sox do score 1. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-1, due up for the Cubs. Rizzo, Zobrist, and Baez. Chris Strat-O-Matic in chat says, wow, unearned runs count the same. This is true. So Anthony Rizzo 0 for 1. Lots of power there with Anthony. He wants the 2 or 5 column. Houston looks in at Pardee. He's ready. Party sets the target. Here's the pitch to Anthony Rizzo. That is a 1-9. And that's going to be a strikeout. Big swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to that fastball. Houston blew it right by him. 1 out. Here comes Ben Zobrist. Zobrist wants the 1 or 5 column. He's 0 for 1. Another left-handed batter here. He's a switch hitter. He's batting lefty off the right-handed throwing Tex Hughson. Houston's ready. Here's the pitch to Zobrist. That is a 5-7. That's a fly ball out to Dom DiMaggio. He's there. He bobbles it, but he makes the catch. A little anxious moments there for the usually smooth fielding Dom DiMaggio. So there's 2 outs, no one on. Here comes the second baseman, Javier Baez. He's 0 for 1. He wants that 3 or 5 column. The windup and the pitch by Tex Hughson. That is a 6-6. That's a single to center. So a 2-out single. Baez on first. 80% chance of stealing second. Rudy York holding him on. So Houston and York have to keep a good eye on him, as well as Pardee. And here it comes. The right fielder, Chris Coghlan, was 0 for 1. I'm sorry, he walked his first time up. 2 outs, runner at first. The windup and the pitch to Coghlan. Baez extends his lead, moves towards second. Curve is inside. Baez is on his way to second. We're going to throw down. It's a 4. Oh, and he just beats the throw. Nice pop-up slide by Baez as Pesky applied the tag. But it was too late. He's in scoring position. Baez represents the go-ahead run at second. Cubs fans once again chanting they want to hit. They want to hit. Coghlan steps back into the batter's box. Here's the pitch. That is a 3-6. And a swing and a whiff. As Houston rears back and blows a fastball by him. Go sit down, Mr. Coghlan. We go to the top of the 4th, tied at 1. Due up for the 1946 Red Sox, Dom DiMaggio, Ted Williams, and Rudy Sergeant York. Dom DiMaggio 0 for 1 today. Dominic wants that 1 or 5 column. Lester's ready to face the right-handed batter. Here's the pitch to DiMaggio. It is a 2-9, and DiMaggio works a walk. DiMaggio, an excellent base runner. 90% chance of stealing second base. Anthony Rizzo will hold on, his fellow Paisan. We're going to attempt to steal with DiMaggio. 90% chance. Hit the attempt steal button. DiMaggio inches away slowly. He studies Lester carefully. DiMaggio takes the lead. The throw down, and he is safe. Another stolen base for these go-go 46 Red Sox. And here comes Teddy Ballgame. Chance to knock out his good friend Joe DiMaggio in. Williams is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time out. Got froze on the curveball. Williams wants to take revenge here out on Lester. Ross goes through the signs. Lester's ready. Here's the pitch to Williams. That is a 4-10 fly ball center field X, the 20-sided dice roll. And that's going to be a 5S12, 10-0 next to it. I believe this is a single. That ball goes out to center. Fowler trying to get to it. He charges the ball. It falls in front of him. And Dom DiMaggio, with an excellent read of that base hit, scores from second. The Red Sox take a 2-1 lead on the clutch hit by Teddy Ballgame, Ted Williams. As Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware, and remember to check out his channel, Strat-O-Matic Delaware, says, "Where have you gone, Dom DiMaggio?" Second. Good line. Then he went on to home on the Williams single. So Teddy Ballgame's at first, 70% chance of stealing second. Rudy York at the plate. He's 0 for 1. York had 17 home runs to go with his .276 batting average at 46. Williams, 70% chance of stealing second base. Rizzo holding him on. You know what? Let's see if Teddy Ballgame can steal that base. And we're going to say attempt to steal. Safe chance 1 through 14. Williams watches Lester's move. He's moving away from the bag. He's off with the pitch. And Ted Williams is... Oh, he's out by a mile. As this time, Russell says, you shall not pass. Williams, that was out by a mile, as I stated. Ross, a frozen rope to Russell, who put the tag on him. So Williams is erased from the base paths. York steps back in the right-hander's batter's box. Here's the windup and the pitch by Lester. That is a 6-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. Frozen with the curve. So there's 2 outs, no one on. 2-1 Red Sox. Base is empty, as I stated. Bobby Doerr comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. .271 batting average with 18 home runs in 46. He wants that 1 or 5 column. Ross sets the target. Here's the pitch to Bobby Doerr. That's a 1-7. And that's another strikeout for Lester. He throws him this time with the fastball in the outside corner. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 1946 Red Sox 2. The 2016 Chicago Cubs 1. Due up for the Cubbies. Russell, Ross, and Lester. If anyone gets on the top of the order, Fowler. So Addison Russell, 0 for 1. Steps to the plate to face Tex Hughson. The windup and the pitch to Russell. It is a 5-6 ground ball, second base X, 20-sided dice roll. That is a 2G2 number sign with an 11, nothing next to it. Again, not quite sure what that means. So here's the ground ball to Bobby Doerr. It's a nice pickup, and he throws the first for the out. So a nice pick to the backhanded side by Doerr. He throws to York for out number 1. Here comes David Ross to the plate. Cubs catcher 0 for 1. He does have a 2-base throwing error that helped, I believe it was Higgins to score, I think. Ross looking for that 1 or 5 column. Hardy sets the target. Here's the pitch to David Ross. 1-7. Possible single. That's a 14. Instead, I believe that's a line out to Pesky. Yes. So Pesky makes the leaping catch for out number 2. Hello, Tribes fan. How are you, my friend? How goes the Ferguson-Jenkins replay? So with 2 outs, John Lester, the pitcher, steps to the plate to face his nemesis, Tex Hughson. Hughson nods his head. Here's the pitch to Lester. That is a 1-6, and that's another strikeout. Inning over. Lester could not pull the trigger on the fastball. We go to the top of the 5th. The 1946 Red Sox 2. The 2016 Chicago Cubs 1. Due up for the Red Sox. Higgins, Pardee, and the pitcher Tex Hughson. If anyone gets on, McBride. So Pinky Higgins is 1 for 1. He has a double. Off Lester. He's looking for the 3-5 column. The windup and the pitch by Lester to Higgins. That is a 4-9, and Higgins works a walk. Higgins 70% chance of stealing second base. Anthony Rizzo to hold him on. Pardee's at the plate. 0 for 1. Pardee batted .315 in 46. He's in there due to the left-handed pitching Lester. He wants that 1 or 3 column. 3 column looks pretty good. 1 column looks good also. Wants to stay off the pitcher's card. Ross goes through the signs. Lester nods his head. Here's the pitch to Pardee. That is a 4-10 fly ball, center field X. 20% chance of a great play, 30% chance of a hit, 7% chance of an error. Here's the 20-sided dice roll. That's an 18F3 and a 12 with nothing next to it. So let's see if Fowler makes this play. The swing, that ball's going out to left field. Fowler moves towards it. He reaches up, he makes the catch. For out number 1, Higgins stays at first. So 1 out, and here comes the pitcher, Tex Hughson. Bunting C. On deck is McBride. We're going to take a chance with Higgins. He's going to attempt to steal the base. 1 through 14, he's safe. That's a 70% chance of making it. 19% chance of getting the lead. -2 by Ross, so I think that brings that down to a 12. But we're going to attempt to steal. Higgins takes a walking lead, but he's not able to get a good lead, so we're going to call the steal off. We're going to play hit and run now. Here's the pitch to Hughson. That ball is slapped, a slow bouncer in front of the second baseman. Baez reaches in, reaches down, scoops it up. His only plays the first. So Higgins gets the second on the hit and run, and that's what we wanted. Let's quickly go to the chat. I asked Tribes fan about his Ferguson-Jenkins replay from 1971. He says, Jenkins replay going well. Last start, 8 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, got the win. He's now 7-3 on the season against the Giants. Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware. Check out his channel once again, Strat-O-Matic, Delaware. Says, Fergie, one of many all-time greats. I need a project after the Mazeroski project. Thinking something hitterish. So McBride has a chance to knock in another RBI. He's 1 for 2. McBride wants the 2 or 1 column. Wants to stay off Lester's pitching card. Lester rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to McBride. That is a 4-2. And McBride gets a walk there. So 2 runners on, 2 outs. Johnny Pesky steps to the plate. Pesky's 0 for 2. Looking for the 2-5 column here. Big insurance run. Pinky Higgins on second base. Ross sets the target. Here's the pitch to Pesky. That is a 6-7. Ground ball, second base X. 20-sided dice roll. Is a 7G1. And an 11, which is going to be an error on Baez. So there's the ground ball. He's not going to be able to handle it. The throw pulls Rizzo off the bag. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs for Dom DiMaggio. He's 0 for 1. With a walk. He also scored a run. DiMaggio, big opportunity here for the Red Sox. 2 outs, bases loaded, no place to put Dominic. Lester's up to 79 pitches. He's good for 108. Ross goes out to have a word with him. Rizzo and Russell, meet him at the mound. Meeting adjourned. Players go back to their positions. Ross back behind the plate. He squats down, flashes the fingers. Lester nods his head. Here's the pitch to DiMaggio. That is a 4-5. And that's a big swing and a miss on the fastball. DiMaggio goes down swinging with bases loaded. Lester comes up huge to get that final out. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 2-1 Boston. They threaten but do not score. Due up for the 2016 Cubs at top of the order. Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo. If anyone gets on, Zobrist. Fowler's 2 for 2 with a run scored. Left-handed batter. Houston wants to end that 2 for 2 streak. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Fowler. That is a 2-8. Possible home run or double. That's a 12. I believe that's going to be a double, as that's going to split the gap. DiMaggio is unable to get to the ball. And Fowler goes into second. He's 3 for 3. Fowler having quite a day here. He represents a tying run at second base for the 2016 Cubs, and Chris Bryant steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Bryant had 39 home runs in 2016. One swing of the bat could put the Cubbies out in front of the Sox 3-2. That blown opportunity with bases loaded and 2 outs could come back to haunt the 1946 Red Sox. Hello, ID Gesture in the house. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. Remember to check out ID Gesture's channel. He's played a military strategy game the last time I watched. It was a tank battle game, I believe. Please put that in the chat, my friend. So Chris Bryant digs in. Here's the pitch by Hughson. It is a 4-10. That's going to be a pop-up. Pinky Higgins calling for it. He makes the catch at third base. That was a huge play for the Red Sox, as Bryant was unable to at least advance Fowler to third base. So Anthony Rizzo, another dangerous power hitter, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Again, Rizzo, one swing in the back to put the Cubbies ahead. He had 32 homers in 2016. Righty-lefty matchup for Hughson. First base is open. Zobrist on deck. Let's see if they pitch carefully to Rizzo. Hughson nods his head. Pardee sets the target. Here's the pitch to Anthony. That is a 5-6 ground ball to second base. X 20-sided dice roll. So let's see if Bobby Doerr can make the play. 15 G1. 8 with nothing next to it. Bobby Doerr should make this play. Fowler should advance to third. Doerr charges in, backhands it over to first. They just get Rizzo in time. So a nice charging play by Bobby Doerr to get the out at first. Good stretch by Sergeant York at first. Fowler advances to third base with 2 outs now. And Ben Zobrist steps to plate. Zobrist 0 for 2. Cubs fans chanting once again, we want to hit. They want to see this ball game tied up. Wrigley's rocking and rolling. Here's the pitch to Zobrist. That is a 6-4 ground ball to Johnny Pesky at short. 20-sided dice roll. Now it's going to be a single, as that's a 2 S1-13. This ball game's going to be tied up as Zobrist will get this ball through the hole. And this game is all tied up. Zobrist clutch RBI single. 2-2 now. Zobrist represents a go-ahead run at first. York holding him on. Great. Stepping to the plate, the second baseman for the Cubs, Javier Baez. Baez had 14 home runs last year. Pardee goes through the signs. Houston rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Baez. That is a 4-7. That's a fly ball out to McBride. He races towards it, and he makes the catch, inning over. But the Cubbies tie it up on the Zobrist single. So we've reached the top of the 6th, 2-2. Between the 46 Red Sox and the 2016 Cubs. Due up for the Red Sox, Ted Williams, Rudy York, and Bobby Doerr. If anyone gets on, Pinky Higgins. Ted Williams 1 for 2 with an RBI. He'd love to go yard off Lester. He wants that 3-5 column. Lester sets and delivers to Williams. It is a 6-9 and another strikeout by Ted Williams. Unbelievable. Lester's got him twice. So with 1 out, Rudy York steps to the plate. Red Sox first baseman 0 for 2. York's looking for the 2-3 column. Ross sets the target. Here's the pitch to York. That is a 2-12. Ground ball, third base A. Bryant should handle this. He fires over to Rizzo for out number 2. 2 outs, no one on. Bobby Doerr steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2, Bobby Doerr. Bobby Doerr did have 18 home runs in 1946, so he does have power. Lefty-righty matchup for Lester, who's up to 91 pitches. Ross goes through the signs. Lester nods. Here's the pitch to Bobby Doerr. That is a 1-8 possible double. And it's going to be, the card is a 1, so that's going to be a double to the left center field. Fowler is unable to get to it, and Bobby Doerr scoots into second base with a 2-out double. And here comes Pinky Higgins. Pinky Higgins 1 for 1 with a double. And he's walked once. Big chance for Pinky Higgins. He batted .262 in 46. Only had 2 home runs, though. Ross goes out to have a word with John Lester. That was a quick meeting. Ross jogs back behind the plate. Squats himself behind the plate. Lester's ready. He rocks and fires. Here's the pitch. That is a 3-5. And Higgins is patient and prudent and gets a walk. So runners at first and second, 2 outs. And the catcher, Roy Party, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 off Lester. Even though Pinky Higgins batted .315 and was inserted into this lineup because of the left-handed throwing Lester, he's 0 for 2. Chance to make amends for this, though. Chance to make amends. 2-2 ball game, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Here's the pitch to Party. That is a 4-8. And he goes down swinging. As he was swinging for the fences, Lester strikes him out. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 2. 2 up for the 2016 Cubs. Coghlan, Russell, and Ross. If anyone gets on, the pitcher, John Lester. Coghlan 0 for 1 with a walk. Righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Hughson. That is a 4-7. Fly ball to right field B. Again, McBride moves towards it. He's there. He makes the... He dives! At the last second, as that ball dipped down quickly. What a catch by McBride for out number 1. That ball just knuckled down. Robbing Colgan of most likely extra bases if that got by McBride. So 1 out, and here comes Addison Russell. He's 0 for 2 today. Cubs shortstop. Party sets the target. Here's the pitch to Russell. That is a 1-6 fly ball left field. Ted Williams moving towards it. And Williams makes a diving catch, robbing Russell of extra bases. Unbelievable. So the corner outfielders have just flashed some fancy schmancy leather there. 2 outs, no one on. David Ross, the catcher, steps to the plate. Runner up and Dancing with the Stars. He's 0 for 2. Houston should just tip his cap as he did to both corner outfielders. Could easily be down 3-2. Instead, 2 outs, no one on. Here's the pitch to Ross. That is a 5-5, and that's going to be a home run, folks. That's a 7. Way back to left center field. DiMaggio looks up, and that ball is gone. David Ross, runner-up for Dancing with the Stars, has just untied this ball game. Cubs fans go nuts. It's 3-2 Cubbies as he crushed that Tex Hughson offering. John Lester steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Houston throws the rosin back down to the mound, steps back on the rubber. Here's the pitch to Lester. That's a 2-4. And that's a strikeout, inning over, but damage done. John Lester's partner in crime, David Ross, homers to left center. And the Cubbies take the lead 3-2. We go to the top of the 7th. And Tex Hughson steps to the plate. And I think we're going to go to a pinch hitter. He's thrown 101 pitches. He has not pitched bad. And we'll give you his numbers. They're not bad. So Tex Hughson went 6 innings. 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, walked 1, he struck out 7. He gave up a huge home run in the bottom of the 6th to David Ross with 2 outs. Lester so far, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 4, struck out 7. Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware says, at least I'm not the only person who fancy schmancies. I say fancy schmancy. Alright, let's see who we're going to go to here. I think Mekovic. Oh, he's a lefty, though. It's cumbersome. Though with the older cards, there truly isn't a lefty-righty split except off the pitcher's card, I believe. The older cards are basic setup. Advanced use our rules to the best of their ability, I believe. That's the way I read it. So, Culberson, I said cumbersome, I'm sorry. Culberson, 313 bat. Oh, he's the other catcher, though. I don't want to use my other catcher. Oh, no, he's not the catcher. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the C's here. That's hit and run. Right field, center field, third base, first base. He plays a lot of position. Russell, 208. I don't think so. Pellegrini, I know he's 226. Gutteridge, 256. We're going to go with Culberson. Batted 313, 179 at-bats. So Culberson will come in to pinch hit for Tex Hughson, whose day is over. Gave it a good effort. He's on right now on the short end of the stick, though. So here comes Culberson to face John Lester. Lester's at 101 pitches. He's good for 108. Culberson, 313 batting average, 3 home runs. His good column is the 2 column and the 5 off Lester. Lester's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Culberson. That is a 3-5. And Culberson quickly goes back to the bench. He strikes out looking. So 1 out, top of the order now. McBride steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. 301 batting average in 46. Ross sets the target. Here's the pitch to McBride. That is a 2-5 ground ball, shortstop A. Russell should be able to handle this. He grabs it over to Rizzo at first for out number 2. So Johnny Pesky, who's 0 for 3, left-handed batter. Red Sox shortstop. Looking to extend the inning here. He wants that 2-5 column. Lester's looking for that 1-2-3 inning and maintain this Cubs 3-2 lead. Here's the pitch to Pesky. That is a 4-8. And that's a strikeout, big swing and a miss. John Lester just mowed down the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 3-2 Cubs, and here comes a trivia question. As they're playing, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. If I ever come back for it, root for the home team. If they lose, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Alrighty, that was for Chris, Strat-O-Matic, Delaware. Alright, here's a trivia question. What team in 1940 was known as the Crybabies? I would say the New York Yankees. I don't know. What team in 1940, I'm sorry, was known as the Crybabies? What team in 1940 was known as the Crybabies? Does anyone in the chat know? As Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware says, singing along with you. I do the same thing when I watch your games, Chris. I sing along when you start singing. Chris says he does not know. I said the Yankees just because I don't like them. So we'll do the countdown. Do 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 do. Oh, DC says Brooklyn. DC in the house. How are you, my friend? DC says Brooklyn. Tribes fan says St. Louis Browns. DC says Brooklyn. Alright, we shall find out. Here we go. The answer is Cleveland Indians. So it says, what team 1940 was known as the Crybabies? Cleveland Indians. They lost the pennant by 1 game and were torn by dissension over the managing of Oscar Witt. Wow, that's interesting. I did not know that story. That's pretty cool. All right, I need a new pitcher. Mace Brown, 346. Okay. Klinger, 237. He's a righty. Dobson. You know, we're gonna go with Klinger. So Klinger will come in to pitch. He'll bat 9th. What the heck? I put him in to pitch. Klinger. Oh, I forgot to hit. Okay, my fault. Still getting used to Strat-O-Matic. And here is Klinger. Let's check him out. So Bob Klinger on the mound for the 46 Red Sox. 3 wins, 2 losses in 1946. 2.37 earned run average. 57 innings pitched. Oh boy, he walked 25, struck out 16. That's not good. He has control problems. Obviously pitched around it though. 2.37. And he will face the top of the Cubs order. Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo. Fowler will bat lefty off the right-handed throwing Klinger. And this is Max Klinger from MASH. Fowler digs in. Here's the pitch. That is a 6-3 ground ball, second base X. So this is going to Bobby Doerr. 20-sided dice roll is a 15G1 and a 7. So I believe Doerr handles this and will get the out. Doerr goes towards the first base, grabs it, throws over to York for the out. Good range there showed by Bobby Doerr. So 1 up, 1 down, and here comes Chris Bryant. He's 0 for 2 to face Klinger. Bryant wants that 1 or 4 column. Klinger rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Bryant. That's a 5-9, and once again, that's going to be a ground ball to Bobby Doerr, X. So 20-sided dice roll. That's a 16G1 with a range play. So let's see if Doerr has the range. Doerr moves towards the hole, right side, cuts it off, spins, throws, and they get him by a step. Bobby Doerr once again flashing the leather. So 2 up, 2 down. Anthony Rizzo steps to the plate, the power-hitting left-handed first baseman. 0 for 3. Klinger wants to make him 0 for 4. Party sets the target. Here's the pitch to Anthony Rizzo. That is a 1-6, and that's going to be a single to right as he turned on that pitch. Rizzo will be held on by his counterpart, York, at first. Rizzo, 65% chance of stealing second. Big insurance run here for the Cubbies with 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, 3-2 lead for Chicago. Ben Zobrist steps to the plate, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Righty-lefty matchup here for Klinger. He rocks and delivers. That is a 1-4 ground ball, third base B. Can Pinky Higgins handle it? He grabs it and fires over to York. Inning over. We go to the top of the 8th. 2016 Cubs 3, the 1946 Boston Red Sox 2. 2 up for Boston. Dom DiMaggio, Ted Williams, Rudy York. If anyone gets on, Bobby Doerr. John Lester still out on the mound. He's over his pitch count, 112, but he's been cruising along. Dom DiMaggio is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's scored a run. DiMaggio wants that 1 or 5. He represents a tying run at the plate. Dominic only had 7 home runs in 1946. The windup and the pitch by John Lester. Here's a swing by DiMaggio. That's a 1-3. That's a fly ball out to left. B. Zobrist camps there, and he makes the catch. Out number 1. So Teddy Ballgame steps to the plate, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Williams 38 round trippers and 46. One swing of the bat. In this small Wrigley Field, Red Sox can tie it up. Lefty-lefty matchup. Lester has K'd Williams twice. He rocks and fires. That is a 3-5, and Ted Williams has just gone yard, folks. Well, that's a foul ball first. And now Ted Williams goes yard. He takes that ball deep to right center. He says, "How do you like them apples, Mr. Lester? We have ourselves a tie ball game." And that's silence you hear from the Wrigley fans here. It is 3-3 on the Ted Williams blast over the Ivy. You can hear the crickets chirping here at Wrigley. So with 1 out, the go-ahead run now steps to the plate, and Rudy Sergeant York. York had 17 home runs in 1946. Lester is still out on the mound. Wonder if the Cubs got some bullpen action going. Cubs playing guard the lines now. You could guard the lines all you wanted with that Teddy Williams blast. It wasn't going to help you, folks. Lester peers in at Ross. Here's the pitch to York. That is a 2-4. And York goes down swinging for out number 2. Bobby Doerr steps to the plate. 271 batting average, 18 home runs. 1 for 3, he has a double. Lester 122 pitches. Toes the rubber. Peers in at Ross, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Doerr. That is a 4-5, and that's going to be another swing and a miss, another strikeout for John Lester. But damage is done. This is a tie ball game thanks to the Ted Williams blast to right center. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-3. The due up for the 2016 Cubbies, Baez, Coghlan, and Russell. Klinger's still on the mound. Red Sox will guard the lines. They don't want to give up extra base hit here. Baez 1 for 3. He digs in. Here's the pitch by Klinger. It is a 4-10. That's a pop-up towards first. York calling for it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Chris Coghlan steps to plate, 0 for 2 with a walk. Righty-lefty matchup. Red Sox continue to guard the lines. Klinger rocks and fires. That is a 3-9. And he strikes out Coghlan. And he's injured. Coghlan hurts himself somehow. And he'll have to sit out the rest of the game, so he's going to be switched out. Trying to figure out who they brought in. They haven't showed it yet. Okay. So with 2 outs, no one on, Addison Russell steps to the plate. Cubs shortstop looking to extend this inning. Pardee goes through the signs. Klinger nods his head. Pardee sets the target. Here's the pitch to Addison. That is a 2-4. That's a ball right back at Klinger. He fields it, throws it to York. Inning over. We go to the top of the 9th. Tied at 3. What a ball game we have here. Game 1, best of 7 here at Wrigley Field. The 1946 Red Sox 3. The 2016 Chicago Cubs 3. Due up for Boston. Higgins, Pardee, and the pitcher Klinger. So they'll see a pinch hitter. And Soler has gone out to right field to replace Coghlan. Jorge Soler, 238 batting average, 12 home runs, 31 runs knocked in. Let's see what his defensive rating is. He's a poor defender with an above-average arm. So he could be a liability there. Though he does have a, look, he has a -1, so that's, well, I guess that's above average then. 0 would be average. Here comes Pinky Higgins, 1 for 1. He's walked twice. He has a double. Lester's still in the ball game. 127 pitches. Ross sets the target. Here's the pitch to Pinky Higgins. That's a 2-3 ground ball to Lester. He fields it over to Rizzo. 1 up, 1 down. Here comes Roy Pardee, the catcher. He's 0 for 3. Inserted in the lineup because of the left-handed pitching. Let's see if he can finally get a hit off Lester, who's up to 131 pitches. Ross flashes the signals. Here's the pitch to Pardee. That is a 3-5, and that's going to be a single up the middle. So a 1-out single. Pardee represents the go-ahead run at first base. Rizzo holding him on. He's a 70% chance of stealing second base. And here comes Klinger, the pitcher. He will not bat. Red Sox will go to a pinch hitter. Russell, 208. Pellegrini, 226. Gutteridge, 256. Mekovich, a lefty, 246. Gutteridge. Well, we're going to go with Gutteridge, 256 batting average. Of course, this card, when I bought this game, I also bought the older team set, which is not a complete set, only 20 players, but I did buy like every player that ever played in the major leagues up to whatever year it was, I forgot. So I added the players to complete this to at least a 25-man roster for this series. So this goes off of his historical sort of average. So it's 256, 3 home runs, 39 RBIs. Not necessarily what he did in 46. So Gutteridge will come in to pinch hit for Klinger. Klinger does his job. Klinger went 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, struck out 1. Go ahead run at first and Pardee. And here comes Don Gutteridge. Lester still out on the mound. Gutteridge wants the 2 or 5 column. Wow, that 2 column's really good. Lester rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Gutteridge. And they make the change. And now in the pitch for the Cubbies. They finally, Lester goes out of the game. Hector Rondon, 2 wins, 3 losses. 18 saves, 3.53 earned run average in 51 innings pitched. So Lester's final numbers, he's responsible for Pardee at first, as we're in the top of the 9th, tied up at 3 with 1 out. Lester's final numbers, 8 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, walked 4, struck out 11. He gave up that huge game-tying home run to Teddy Ballgame. And he's responsible for the runner at first. Gutteridge digs back in the plate. He'll be facing the right-handed throwing Rondon. The windup and the pitch. Gutteridge 4-7, and Rondon strikes him out. So there's 2 outs now. Pardee's steal average percentage now is 45%. And top of the order, Tom McBride, 1 for 3 with an RBI. McBride 301, no home runs in 46. He digs in. He's looking for a ball he can find a gap with. Hector Rondon, he's ready. He nods his head. Here's the pitch to McBride. That is a 3-5, and that is a single to left. Man on first can try for third. Offense must decide to send or hold the runner. 40% chance we shall hold all runners. Station to station, folks. First and second. Pardis at second represents the go-ahead run. He's an... What's his running? 1 through 9. Ooh, we need a faster runner there. Let's go to our bench here. Wally Moss, 1 through 16. Hal Wagner, 1 through 11. I think it's going to be Wally Moss. Metkovich, geez, get it right out. 1 through 15. Russell, 1 through 12 for base running. Pellegrini, 1 through 14. So it's going to be Wally Moss, I believe, 1 through 16. So Wally Moss will come in to pinch run. Oh, so McBride's 1 through 11. Oh, I see how that is. Okay, cool. That's what this number means. Got it. So Johnny Pesky's 0 for 4. Righty-lefty matchup here for Pesky. Chance to put the Red Sox out ahead here. Top of the ninth, 3-3 ball game. The windup and the pitch by Hector Rondon. It is a 1-7 ground ball. Third base B. Can Bryant make the play? He fields it cleanly. And he fires over to Rizzo. Inning over. The Red Sox threaten but do not score. So we have to put a pitcher and a catcher in now. Mace Brown. Oh boy, who do we put in? Not that guy. Mace Brown, 8-6, 3.46 earned run average, 5 saves, 107 innings pitched. Again, that goes off his historical average. I don't think was Mace... No, he was on. I'm sorry. He was on this. If I double-click on him, that's going to be the 46. No, he was added. Okay. He was not on the original team that I bought. Boy. I think we're going to go with Mace Brown. So Mace Brown will come in to pitch. Now we need a catcher, which is going to be Wagner. And here we go. We got a new battery of Mace Brown on the mound. Again, these are not his 46 numbers. His average, 8 wins, 6 losses, 5 saves, 3.46 earned run average. And we have Hal Wagner, who's an excellent catcher with a very good arm. And they'll be facing Ross, Rondon in the top of the order, Fowler. 3-3 ball game, bottom of ninth. Ross, 1 for 3. His one hit was a home run. He'd like to have another one. Be a walk-off win for the Cubbies. Remember, David Ross, runner-up in Dancing with the Stars. Red Sox will guard the lines. Ross looking for the 1 or 6 column. The windup and the pitch by Brown. That is a 1-12. And Ross is patient and works a walk. He represents the game-winning run at first base. Hello, Ken Castro. CC says, why not Chapman? Computer managers are strange. Yes, they are. So Ross, the game-winning run at first base. Rendon at the plate. I'm just going to click swing away. Oh my God, they're going to let him hit. He puts the bunt down. And he misses. But then he gets the bunt down on the 1-ball, 2-strike count. So they let Rendon actually sacrifice over. Wow. I thought they were going to pinch hit. So Ross represents a winning run at second base, and Fowler comes to plate. He's 3 for 4 with a double. He has owned Red Sox pitching, though that was mostly off Tex Hughson. He was 3 for 3. Chris Bryant on deck. Fowler digs in. The windup and the pitch by Brown. That is a 4-6. That is possible home run, but it's a 12. That ball's going deep, deep. DiMaggio, McBride conversion. DiMaggio has a chance. He goes up for it, and he pulls it down. DiMaggio just robs a game-winning home run from the Chicago Cubs, and Fowler. What a catch by Dom DiMaggio. There's 2 outs now, and Chris Bryant comes to the plate. Anthony Rizzo on deck. Why do they want me to pitch around to face the left-handed bat? That makes no sense. It's just as dangerous. 2 outs, winning run at second. We're not going to pitch around. Guard the lines. Mace Brown looks in at Wagner. Wagner sets the target. Here's the pitch to Bryant. Winning run on second in Ross. Up. Cubs call a timeout. Contreras comes out to pinch runner 1 through 13. So he's a much better runner than Ross. Brown not too happy with that late timeout call. Bryant digs back in. Brown back up on the mound. He's ready. The windup and the pitch to Bryant. That is a 6-4. Ground ball, shortstop to Johnny Pesky. It's an X, 20-sided dice roll. Oh boy, this ball game could be over. That's a 1. That's an S1, 10, nothing next to it. That ball is hit. Ground ball into the hole. Higgins and Pesky past the dive. It's into left field, but they hold Contreras at third. Wow, they don't send Contreras as Williams put on a strong charge. Now, runners on the corners. The only run that matters is Contreras at third. 3-3 ball game. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Anthony Rizzo, chance to be a hero for the Cubbies. He's 1 for 4. Cubs fans chanting, "We want to hit, we want to hit." Wrigley Field is once again rocking and rolling. Mace Brown wants to put the shh on them, and he wants to give them the shh sign. Just wants to shush them quiet. Wagner sets the target. Here's the pitch by Brown. The swing by Rizzo. That's a 6-4. Ground ball to Pesky X. The 20-sided dice roll. This ball game is over, folks. I believe that's going to be a single. Anthony Rizzo will come through the clutch. The Cubbies will win in the bottom of the ninth. It's a walk-off single by Anthony Rizzo. The Cubs win game 1, 4-3 to the cheering fans here at Wrigley. What a ball game, folks. What a ball game. Let's go to the box score. Wow. So Pesky was unable to get to 2 balls that cost the Red Sox the victory, or help for the loss. I can't say cost them a victory. It was tied up. So we brought the box score up. That was really fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go to the chat and say thank you. DC says you never hold runners on with 2 outs. Oh, was the computer holding the runner on? I didn't notice it. I hate when they do that. I just assume they don't, because you don't hold runners on with 2 outs when that run means nothing. I'd like to say thank you to DC, thank you to Ken Castro, thank you to Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware. Check out his channel, Strat-O-Matic, Delaware. ID Gesture. Check out his channel, ID Gesture. Tribes Fan. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for taking some time out, spending it with me. It was a fun game. Still getting used to Strat-O-Matic. I did enjoy the game. The Cubbies are victorious 4-3. Bottom of the 9th. Walk-off single by Anthony Rizzo. Winning pitcher is Rondon. He went 2/3 of an inning. He gets the win. Lester was he's pretty good. 8 1/3. He threw 137 pitches. 6 hits, 3 runs all earned. Walked 4, struck out 11. But though he gave up that game-tying home run to Ted Williams. For the Red Sox, Tex Hughson, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Walked 1, struck out 7. He gave up a home run. Klinger came in, pitched 2 innings, 1 hit. Struck out 1, no runs. Mace Brown took the loss, 2/3 of an inning. 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned, and he walked 1. Walks will come back to haunt you, as Ross walked and then was pinch run for by Contreras. And that was the game-winning run. The walk cost him. So, for the Boston Red Sox, McBride, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Pesky, 0 for 5 and a tough day in the field. A couple of balls he couldn't get to. Dom DiMaggio, 0 for 3 with a run scored, but he did make a game-saving home run robbing catch in right center in the 9th. Ted Williams, 2 for 4, well, runs scored and 2 RBIs. Rudy York, 0 for 4. Bobby Dorr, 1 for 4. Pinky Higgins, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Pardee, the catcher, 1 for 4. Moses came in to pinch run. Wagner came in to catch after the pinch runner. Houston, the pitcher, 0 for 2. Culberson, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Klinger pitched and knocked in that bat. And Gutteridge, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Mace Brown came in to pitch, took the loss, did not have an at-bat. The Red Sox, 34 at-bats, 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 RBIs. For the Cubbies, which they're calling the Bruins, that's kind of funny. Why can't you call them the Cubs? Maybe because they get sued or something. Fowler, he had a day. 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Bryant, 1 for 4. Rizzo, 2 for 5, the game-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 9th. Zobrist, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Baez, 1 for 4. Coughlin got injured, the right fielder. He was 0 for 3. Soler came in to play right, dinking that bat. Russell, the shortstop, 0 for 4. Ross, the catcher, 1 for 3 with a run scored. His RBI, a big solo home run. Contreras, the pinch runner, scored the game-winning run when he came in to run after Ross walked. Lester, the pitcher, 0 for 3, and Hector Rondon did not get in that bat. He got the win. The Cubbies, 35 at-bats, 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 runs knocked in. Home runs, Ted Williams for the Red Sox, David Ross for the Cubs. So in Game 1, the Cubs take it 4-3, 9th inning, walk-off single, Rizzo. It's Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much for watching. Hope everyone has a wonderful Friday and weekend. Health and happiness to Xfinity and beyond. As let me just quickly go to the chat. DC says, I meant the winning run. Good job. I have added 2 sim games because of your games. Thanks. Oh, what games did you add, DC? I hope I read that right. DC says, good job. Thank you. I have added 2 sim games because of your games. Thanks. And there's also Pure Sim Baseball, which is free, which is fun. If you go back to any of my Pure Sims, Beatles Eternally turned me on to that. There's a link in if you want to try that game out. It's a very fun game. So, anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm just waiting for DC to see if he's still there to see what games he's added. I tell you, if Pine Tar Baseball ever adds a computer game, I'm definitely getting that. I love the way that plays when I watch Tabletop play. And remember, check out Tabletop Baseball with the Earls. They do a wonderful job. Also, check out Baseball Demos. Action PC Baseball. That's a fun game. Eric's in the house. Remember to check out Higher Ground Gaming with Eric and Brody. Thank you for joining us, Eric. You have Baseball Demos. You have What's Blazing in Sports. That's a good boxing channel. Digital Diamond, very fun game. Great value with it, too. I think you will enjoy it. How are you enjoying them? I love Digital Diamond. That's what I'm using my 78 replay for the Red Sox, because I like to suffer. So. And if you're into TV and movies, check out Broke Black Man 94. Does a lot of great TV and movie reviews. Phil the Issues Guy. And Johnny Giants Bane. All great friends of the channel. Eric says, learning hoop nuts for the weekend videos. Alright, well, we're going on about an hour 30. I'm going to call it a stream here as it's 11:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My beloved Red Sox in real life took it on the chin. They lost to the Cleveland Indians. Congrats to you, Tribes fan. And also, my beloved Red Sox took it on the chin in a really good close game here. They lose 4-3 with a walk-off single by a Paisan Anthony Rizzo in the ninth. Game 1, best of 7 between the 1946 Red Sox and the 2016 Cubs. Hopefully you come back and join me for the rest of this series. As always, thank you very much, gentlemen. Take care, bye-bye, and God bless.